With so much to see in this vast country, it can be difficult to know where to start when it comes to planning a trip to the United States. World-class cities, some known for history and others known for fun or glamour, give visitors a broad spectrum of places to choose from. In this video, I will tell you about the top 10 destinations you must visit in the United States. These are just a few key locations, but wonderful destinations for any type of traveler can be found all over the country. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome top 10s and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. Number 10. Florida. Miles of beautiful beaches, family-friendly attractions like Walt Disney World, and the Latino culture and Art Deco style of Miami make Florida a top-of-the-list travel destination. You can soak up the sun on beaches that line the Emerald Coast in the Florida Panhandle, the Western Gulf Coast, or the Atlantic, enjoy the rides in Orlando, or have a blast in Miami's South Beach culture. Check out Tampa and St. Petersburg or explore the Everglades. Mostly, Florida is all about getting away and basking in its famous sunshine, which really is a huge draw in the wintertime for Americans in most of the rest of the country. Number 9. Hawaii. Say aloha to Hawaii, a top U.S. destination that's a quintessential island paradise. From the natural beauty of its beaches and volcanoes to its rich Pacific culture, Hawaii is the perfect destination if you're looking to really get away from it all. It's definitely a relaxing oasis with perfect weather, no matter when you decide to go. Average highs range from 79 Fahrenheit in the winter to 84 in high summer, with average lows of 68 in the winter and 75 in the summer. Go hiking on the island of Kauai, see humpback whales in Maui, or play with fire at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Number 8. Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville sits right on the Blue Ridge Parkway, with its spectacular views across the southern Appalachians and the Appalachian Trail, which runs right down Main Street. Its proximity to the Great Smoky Mountains makes it a jumping-off point for hiking or just jaw-dropping drives through the mountains. Rent a convertible for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. In town, check out the Biltmore, the largest privately owned estate home in America, built by Gurge W. Vanderbilt in the Gilded Age. It makes for jaw-dropping of a different sort. Spend evenings in downtown Asheville, which is bursting with music, art, and restaurants worthy of serious foodies. Number 7. New Orleans. New Orleans is all about festivals, French roots, and a laissez-faire attitude, making it a distinctly different and popular destination for both American and international travelers. From Mardi Gras, New Orleans' biggest party, to Jazz Fest, one of the world's most respected gatherings of jazz musicians, there are plenty of ways to let the good times roll in the Big Easy. For the most authentic experience, stay in the French Quarter, where you'll be close to legendary restaurants and legendary streets, like Bourbon. And it's just a short drive from Frenchmen Street, where you can hear the live jazz music New Orleans is famous for. Number 6. San Francisco. If San Francisco isn't on your bucket list yet, what are you doing? Not only is it an incredible city to explore in its own right, it's a great starting place for a California road trip down the coast or to Yosemite National Park. While you're in San Francisco, make sure you hit some of the most scenic landmarks. Our must-sees are the Golden Gate Bridge, Golden Gate Park, Pier 39 Lombard Street, and Coit Tower. Head to Union Square or the Ferry Building for some amazing food. Don't forget to try the local clam chowder, preferably in a bread bowl. And of course, a stop at the beach is a must. Ocean Beach is one of our favorites, especially for spectacular sunsets. Number 5. Las Vegas. Most people go to Las Vegas to try their luck at its famous casinos. But Las Vegas also has blockbuster shows, world-class shopping, and top-notch restaurants, all of which make this city a true desert oasis and a top travel destination. Take a tour of the MGM Grand, try your luck at the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino, or walk through the Neon Museum, which showcases iconic Las Vegas signs. And of course, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Number 4. Washington. Washington, the capital of the United States, has miles of museums and monuments, almost all of which are free. That's just one reason why it is one of the most visited cities in the country, especially for families and school groups. It's the perfect place to learn about U.S. history at places like Mount Vernon, George Washington's plantation, Ford's Theater, where Abraham Lincoln was shot, the White House, the Capitol, Georgetown, and Alexandria, along with museums like the Smithsonian, the National Museum of American History, and the National Museum of African American History and Culture, and the National Museum of the American Indian. You can overdose on museums if you add the United States Holocaust Museum, the Newseum, the National Air and Space Museum, the National Portrait Gallery, the Hirshhorn Museum, and the National Gallery of Art. Number 3. Chicago. Chicago has long been called a second city, coming in second to New York City in both size and population. A beacon in the Midwest, Chicago is actually third in population these days, but it has a skyline, restaurants, shopping, museums, and activities that easily rival New York City and Los Angeles. If it's baseball season, don't miss seeing a Cubs game at famous Wrigley Field. Check out the Magnificent Mile, where you'll find every upscale shop imaginable and fantastic restaurants. Chicago is home to some of the nation's most important buildings, and you can see them all on a guided architecture tour on land or from a boat on Lake Michigan. The Art Institute of Chicago is one of the top art museums in the country, and Millennium Park is Chicago's newest attraction. Number 2. Los Angeles. The lure of Hollywood and its celebrities and the mild breezes from the Pacific Ocean keep Los Angeles on the top of the list of U.S. tourist destinations. Search for top-rated hotels on TripAdvisor near Los Angeles' famous beaches like Malibu or Santa Monica for a luxurious stay. Go shopping on Rodeo Drive, tour Beverly Hills, and walk along the boardwalk in Los Angeles' most famous beachfront neighborhood, Venice Beach. Number 1. New York City. American icons like the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, and Times Square are on every first-time visitors list. But they are just a few of the attractions to see in New York City, America's most populous and most popular city. Also known as the Big Apple, New York City is a favorite destination for both domestic and international visitors. Don't miss a leisurely walk on the High Line, an old railroad track-turned park that features greenery, artwork, and beautiful skyline views. Broadway and the Theater District is the place to go to see the latest plays and musicals, and if you're an art lover, New York has an embarrassment of riches: the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Museum of Modern Art, the Guggenheim Museum, the Whitney Museum of American Art, and the Frick Collection. Or go shopping on Fifth Avenue, check out Washington Square and Greenwich Village and Rockefeller Center, take a walk through Central Park, and get awed by Grand Central Terminal. If you're staying for more than a few days, dig deeper into NYC's architecture or make a trip to Brooklyn.